Thanks for staying with us here on THV 11 Plus for Arkansas News Now. I'm Brooke Buckner here with meteorologist Nathan Scott, and we're going to start with our weather. It's a little gloomy out there, just some clouds lingering around.
Yeah, we started off the day with pretty much pea soup as there was some dense fog out there. Brought down the visibility less than a half mile in parts of the metro. The fog has cleared out, but the low clouds are still in place. However, the temperatures are warm. They're into the low 60s in Little Rock. You see more sunshine happening in southwest Arkansas, pushing close to 70 in Texarkana right now, and temperatures are into the 50s in Clinton and also Jonesboro. We've got a wind kicking in from the southwest about 10 to 20 miles per hour with some higher gusts up to 25 here in the capital city, up to 26 in Pine Bluff. So it's going to be breezy out there today. Temperatures, I think, will top out into the mid to upper 60s here in central Arkansas, a little bit cooler in northeast Arkansas and Texarkana. With sunshine down there, they could likely get into the mid 70s. Tonight, a warm night. We'll see variably cloudy skies, some breaks in the clouds, but temperatures only dropping down into the mid to upper 50s. And look what happens on Wednesday. The numbers shoot up into the mid 70s across the board, even with more clouds than sun. This is going to be one of the nicest days, I think, out of the next 7. I'll have more on that complete 7-day forecast coming up.
Nathan, thank you. There are new details about the deadly shooting at a boys' high school hockey game in Rhode Island. According to authorities, the shooting is being described as a targeted incident relating to a family dispute. CBS News' Jared Hill has the latest.
It's the moment a high school hockey game devolved into chaos Monday afternoon. Players rushing off the ice as gunfire echoes through the Rhode Island rink. CBS News spoke to 16-year-old Silas Gore. He was on the bench when it happened.
I didn't see much. I tried not to look because I had an idea of what was going on.
Officials in the city of Pawtucket, just outside Providence, say the shooting was targeted, likely a family dispute.
An act of senseless violence has taken the lives of 2 innocent victims.
According to authorities, the shooter, who they say died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound, was born in 1969 and was at the rink to watch a family member on the ice.
We have identified the person, the suspect, by a birth name. The birth name was Robert Dorgan. We have also learned that the person does go by the name of Roberta, also uses a last name of Esposito.
While the motive isn't clear, police say it was someone in the crowd who helped subdue the shooter.
A good Samaritan stepped in and interjected in this scene, and that's probably what led to a swift end of this tragic event.
It was pretty horrible. I still don't understand why somebody would do that.
With some still shaken, Rhode Island's governor with a message to his state.
Agencies across my administration are working together to provide additional mental health resources.
The school district says all players are accounted for. Jared Hill, CBS News.
THV 11 is your election central, and early voting begins today for the statewide primary and dozens of nonpartisan races. Voters will decide if appointed State Supreme Court Justice Nick Brawny keeps his seat. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders appointed him at the start of last year, but appointed justices can't run for their own seat, so he's running for an open one against challenger John Adams, an attorney and law professor. It's a nonpartisan race, but Brawny has top Republican endorsements. Adams ran as a Democrat for Congress and state legislature before. You can find all of our Election Central coverage right now on our website, thv11.com, and stay with us all this week as we get you prepared to cast your ballots. The Little Rock School District faces tough decisions as budgets tighten. LRSD leaders are holding public meetings this week on proposed cuts. That includes possible staff reductions and school closures. Officials say years of falling enrollment and the end of pandemic-era relief money are driving this. The board aims to cut between $12 and $15 million to avoid a deficit. Superintendent Dr. Jamal Wright told staff this weekend tough choices are required now that enrollment has fallen to less than 19,000 students. Board President Joyce Wesley says they'll try to shuffle staff before making cuts.
We have enough individuals that we should be able to make the shifts necessary to make sure that things are aligned as they should be. So I feel like, and that's one thing that came up, that if individuals are not retained in that particular position, that we're looking at other roles that they could fill. So it's not as if, well, we don't have enough for this class, so then we're just making cuts.
The next public session is tonight at 5:30 at Southwest Community Center. Meanwhile, lawmakers in D.C. are now on a week-long recess, even as funding for the Department of Homeland Security is in limbo, and as essential workers like TSA agents show up to work without pay yet again. Key sticking points in the negotiation still unresolved. Both sides are deadlocked on changes to how the Trump administration's immigration enforcement actions are carried out.
I know what they want. I know what they can live with.
We're willing to have a good faith conversation about everything, but fundamentally we need change that is dramatic, that is bold, that is meaningful, and that is transformational.
Among the changes Democrats are pushing for, an end to roving patrols, tightening rules around warrants for ICE arrests, and requiring immigration officers to unmask and wear body cameras. Civil rights leader and two-time presidential candidate Reverend Jesse Jackson has died at the age of 84. Health issues have kept him out of the spotlight in recent years, but as Michael George explains, his legacy lives on.
We are against racism. Jesse Jackson said he dedicated both heart and soul to the fight for justice.
We must put a diploma in one hand, symbolizing knowledge and wisdom, and put a voter registration card in that other hand, symbolizing power and responsibility. Born in 1941 in South Carolina, Jackson grew up under Jim Crow laws. By the time he'd graduated from college, he was involved in the civil rights movement. In 1965, he joined Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s inner circle, taking on a leadership role. He was with Dr. King in Memphis when he was assassinated a few years later. High school graduation.
Ordained as a minister, Jackson began Operation Push in Chicago in 1971 and created his political pulpit, pressuring companies to hire more black workers and extend business ties with the African American community. In 1984, he founded the National Rainbow Coalition and launched his first presidential run. The campaign raised his profile, but anti-Jewish comments sparked a scandal that damaged his reputation. After losing a second presidential run in 1988, he kept his spot on the political stage. We are a humane people. We fight for justice and fairness. Jackson delivered rousing speeches at Democratic conventions.
Keep hope alive.
And he supported candidates, including his son, Jesse Jackson Jr., who was elected to the U.S. House. In the 1980s and 90s, he helped negotiate the release of American hostages held abroad. And in later years, he protested for victims of police violence, from Ferguson to Chicago to Baton Rouge.
Stop the violence. Save the nation.
In 2017, Jackson was diagnosed with Parkinson's. In 2025, doctors said he actually had PSP, a rare neurological disease. While it slowed him down, Jackson said he didn't let it stop him from his mission, instilling hope in the hopeless. Michael George, CBS News.
Still to come here on Arkansas News Now, a wild rescue for a group of skiers fighting frostbite. We'll show you why it took so long for the helicopter to save them. Plus, a tiny baby makes history by undergoing a very rare heart surgery. That's next. Plus, an update from Nathan.
The temperatures will be warming up for the next couple of days, but then rain chances, they will also be going up into the weekend. I'll have more on that and talk about cooler numbers coming up.
Just be glad you cannot feel what you see in this video.
If you are moving, you can stay warm. By the end of it, we were probably moving like 30 feet every 30 minutes.
John Hodge is one of 7 backcountry skiers who took this route near Aspen on Sunday to get to the Goodwin Green Huts at close to 12,000 feet.
We're on a ridge past sunset, 60-mile-per-hour gusts, negative 20 degrees.
It got so bad, one of the skiers suffered severe frostbite and hypothermia and could not continue.
People were giving her piggyback rides, carrying her, and progress was really slow going.
John's nose shows a sample of the frostbite he said each member of the group suffered. 2 needed rescuing late Sunday night, with one of the skiers in critical condition. Using GPS data from one of the rescue team members, you see the flight path for the medical helicopter. There are 3 lines and lots of circles because clouds made it impossible for the helicopter to land the first 2 attempts.
I was laying on them for probably an hour while a heli did some laps and then ran out of gas and had to go back to Aspen and then came back out. So it was really gut-wrenching.
Unfortunately, at night, up in that hazardous terrain, you can't fly a helicopter into clouds when you can't see. That's a good way to have a disaster.
Jeff Edelson is the chief rescue leader for Mountain Rescue Aspen. When the helicopter landed and rescuers got to the 2 patients, one of the rescuers had to stay behind for space.
We do know that our helicopter rides in have the ability to be a one-way ticket sometimes.
After taking the patients to Aspen Valley Health early in the morning, the helicopter returned for the rescuer, then came back hours later for 2 more skiers who made it to the hut. One of them could not see because of frostbite. GPS from the second rescue shows a ground team taking essentially the same route the skiers took the day before, while a medical helicopter was able to get in and out much easier than overnight. 2 rescues for the same group at no cost because the volunteer rescue team is free of charge.
Is there a limit to the free service?
So there is no limit to our free services of Mountain Rescue Aspen.
Would you guys go back to this hut again?
We already talked about it.
John says he'd go back and told us today his hypothermic friend continues to improve in the hospital.
The flight medics told them that we were critical in her survival.
Well, that certainly is a wild story. And if you remember, just 5 years ago, we were experiencing some dangerous cold out there after getting slammed by snowstorm number 1. Here were the air temperatures on February 16th. When you woke up that morning, it was below 0 in many locations. In fact, that 1 below 0 at Little Rock, that's the coldest temperature we've seen on record since 1989. Look at that, 20 below. These were not the wind chills. That was the actual air temperature. Different story out there this year, though. The numbers are well above freezing, and we've got a southwest wind pumping in that warmer air. And we've got wind gusts as high as 22-mile-per-hour wind gusts expected in Searcy this afternoon. The wind gusts will range from 25 to 30 miles per hour, especially over the higher terrain of the Ouachitas and also the Ozarks. Still blustery out there tonight, and then these winds begin to die down throughout the day on Wednesday. Today, lots of clouds, a few breaks of sun. Maybe a little more sunshine in the forecast on Wednesday, but the numbers respond into the mid-70s. We're into the mid to upper 70s on Thursday ahead of a cold front, and this cold front will knock the numbers down into the upper 50s, low 60s, getting into Friday and also the weekend. With this front making its way through the natural state, looks like for the most part, all the ingredients of any severe weather stay well away from Arkansas, but Illinois, Indiana, Southwest Ohio, and also northern parts of Kentucky do have a level 2 out of 5 when it comes to potential of severe weather Thursday afternoon all the way through Thursday night. For us, this front does not have much moisture to work with, but we'll have the chance of a few showers popping up in advance of that front. And Friday, still the chance, about a 20% chance there could still be a few showers. This model information is a little bit delayed. The new information coming out now shows potential of showers here Saturday across central Arkansas. So we're going to bump up that chance from a 20% to a 30%. Sunday, I think, will be dry. Watch your highs. Spring fever in full effect tomorrow, also Thursday, as the numbers are well into the 70s. Then we drop down into the upper 50s, low 60s for Friday. 50s showing up, even some upper 40s on Saturday, and then even colder for Sunday. So we're going to see numbers get back down to where they should be for this time of year, into the mid to upper 50s, maybe actually below average for some folks. 57 tonight, a balmy night. The AC might kick on. There will be less fog than what we have been experiencing out there the past few mornings because of the breeze keeping things mixed up. Fake spring, that's what I'm calling it tomorrow. 75, partly sunny, unseasonably warm. And your 7-day forecast will go with temperatures into the mid-70s on Thursday. You see that chance of rain. It's about 30% on Saturday. Mostly cloudy skies. And we do have that Mardi Gras parade happening on Saturday, so you may need the rain gear close by. Numbers into the 50s and staying into the upper 50s to right around 60 on Tuesday. I think the numbers will start to warm back up as we get into next week.
Thanks, Nathan. The winter storm we saw last month did some damage on our roads, and work continues today on a major pothole trouble spot on Interstate 40. RDOT is repairing 17 damaged concrete panels on I-40 eastbound between North Hills Boulevard and the I-57 interchange. They're closing 2 eastbound lanes nightly starting at 8 p.m. until they're finished. Officials say the patching should smooth out the drive until a full rebuild happens as part of the 30 Crossing project. February is American Heart Month, a time to focus on and learn more about heart health. And for the parents of 2 adorable little boys, their hearts are full after going through a trying time and a history-making surgery. Here's Morgan Wolf from our Minnesota affiliate.
Boop, boop, boop. Laughter.
It's already starting.
Is the heartbeat of this home.
You gonna give him a pink one? Ooh, pink.
With 2 under 2. Hi. The Staricas are busy.
You're nice, silly.
Busier than what Mom Roxanne expected when she became pregnant with her second, Lennox.
It was almost a 2-hour-long ultrasound. And then you meet with the doctor after the ultrasound. And then that's when she came in and she's like, so your baby has a congenital heart defect. So what he has is called detransposition of the main arteries. Essentially, his body was pulling and pushing oxygenated blood to the wrong places.
He was born August 20th. Doctors saw that there were more complications to his heart than expected.
Dr. Sinha called it and said, let's bring this to the team and see what our other options are.
It's new, but it's going to become more and more popular.
After 59 days, Dusty and Roxanne were told that doctors at M Health Fairview Masonic Children's Hospital found a donor match. Lennox then had the first infant partial heart transplant in Minnesota and the upper Midwest.
But as it gets more popular, I think we're going to hit the same ceiling like we have hit with heart transplants. And there are a lot more kids who need it, but we can't do more because that's the number of donors that are available.
They're hoping it's the new standard.
One tiny heart made more whole.
The greatest day.
As another family's heart was broken.
Our greatest day didn't come without pain for another family, so we're just so thankful for them. We appreciate them saving our baby.
Throughout Lennox's recovery, the family noticed a change in their 2-year-old, DeLuca.
He actually didn't have his birthmark right away.
This birthmark in the shape of a heart started to show up months after DeLuca was born on Valentine's Day, a day recognized also as National Donor Day.
Were you born with an extra heart for Lennox?
Since Lennox had surgery, DeLuca's birthmark started to fade.
And it's like almost like one of our children was born with the love and healing that our other guy was going to need. Oh.
Was Mama crying? Was Mama crying talking about you? I'm just so proud of you.
As laughter lifts the hearts in this home,
Is left, and this
love
is right.
is the one that sustains it.
Big ol' hug and kisses, good night.
After we wrap up here, don't go anywhere because there's plenty more to watch on THV 11 Plus, like The Tom Show, 11 News Vault, Weatherwise, and our 4 p.m. newscast happening later today. So all good things to come.
Yeah. Well, weather-wise, we got some nice weather heading our direction. Today, still lots of clouds. Tomorrow, still lots of clouds, but temperatures warm up into the 70s. They stay into the 70s on Thursday. A cold front makes its way through. Will produce a few showers, and the numbers drop back down, upper 50s, low 60s. Friday, the weekend, yes, we do have the chance of rain on Saturday. It's not going to be a washout. It's not going to be a repeat what we saw this past weekend, but had the rain here close by.
My yard is still needing time to dry out for
I'm
this
sure.
weekend.
We got the rain. We needed the rain.
We did need the rain, so can't complain about that. But there are lots of puddles and mud. So I'm ready to see that go away. But thank you all so much for joining us here on THV 11 Plus. I'll see you all this afternoon at 4.